jobs in the London economy. There's loads of jobs in London, and the fact that local young people in particular aren't getting those jobs in sufficient number is an indictment of the mayor. He should have done more. In modern councils, the council does a lot to help broker the deals, offer leadership to get people into work. He needs to do better than that.
The other question he asked, I think Shiraz Bhai might be able to answer properly, but I'll shoot it to you anyway, is that in his experience, he's saying that his family members and others around him are on the waiting list for X amount of years, 10, 12, 14 years.
Okay.
But on the other hand, he's saying that there are people on the waiting list for 1 year, 2 years, maximum 3 years, getting their properties, and whereas the 12 years ones are still waiting. So I don't know if Shiraz Bhai would answer that from the council point of view, or you would answer. We've got another caller. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Let's take a caller. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Hello.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, caller. Ke bolchen?
Hello.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, caller. Apne motamot?
Hello.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Hello.
জি আপনি টেলিভিশনের ভলিউমটা কমিয়ে দেন, কমিয়ে দিয়ে আমাদের। জি জি, এবার আমরা শুনতে পারতেছেন, বলেন।
শুনেন। হ্যালো।
জি
আমি শুনছি।
জি বলেন, আমরা শুনতেছি।
আচ্ছা শুনেন। হ্যালো, আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম, বলেন।
আচ্ছা আমি আলাপ করতেছি আপনার স্টুডিওতে।
জি জি, স্টুডিওতে। এখানে জন বিগস এন্ড সিরাজ ইসলাম আছেন।
জন বিগস সিরাজ আছেন তো, দেখলাম তো।
জি।
আচ্ছা শুনুন, আমি একটা প্রশ্ন করতেছিলাম আমাদের মেয়র সাহেবকে। Can I ask something to John Biggs?
Sure.
Yeah. The existing mayor made a commitment that he will modernize their bathroom and kitchens. And if you become a mayor, what you will do? What is your strategy? And second one, our existing mayor auction sold a slaughterhouse, road house, auction by auction. So if you become a mayor, what is your plan? Will you do the same thing or do something else? This is the question. Another thing, in terms of the housing need, I think housing strategy is not appropriate, so that's why it is going to be discriminated. Some people get the housing, those are not longer housing list. Those are waiting for a long time, they did not get an opportunity to get the house. So what you will do when you become a mayor, and how can you make the fairness into the society? Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I think the caller has raised three things here, but most importantly, that he's saying about, I'll come to the bathroom and the kitchen and the waiting list, but I think the most important bit here is the auctioning of the council properties. Whereas we don't have enough properties, and there's a huge amount of waiting list, and the council is going around auctioning its own properties and prime places too. Okay. I think at a certain level people are talking about who are these people that are buying them to at the same time. So what do you...
In his first year as mayor, I think it was in his first year as mayor, Mayor Rahman sold most of a street of houses in Poplar, and the council was unhappy with this, and they brought it to the attention of the newspapers, and he stopped doing it. But he did sell houses through auction. They needed improvement, but we argued that we should find the money and improve them because they were valuable street houses which people would want to live in. So we stopped him doing that, and if we hadn't stopped him, then he would have done more of it. So when I say he built 15 council houses, that's fewer than he sold. So we're actually fewer as a result of his leadership.
Yeah, if you count those in.
Yeah, so I'm not going to auction any houses unless there's a really good reason for doing that, which is debated by the council, which the
they can always be improved. The other thing the caller has highlighted is about the bathroom and kitchen. Yep. Are we becoming the best borough in bathroom and kitchen maintenance?
Okay, the bathroom and kitchen program was set up under the Labour Council, and the mayor has been busy carrying it out. He has done favouritism, so he has rewarded people in areas which are represented by independent councillors, and he has delayed the kitchens and bathrooms in other areas. But yes, people are getting kitchens and bathrooms. This is for Tower Hamlets Homes. For the other landlords, for East End Homes, for the Harker, and THCH and so on, the housing associations, they have their separate programs, and some of those flats are still in fairly bad condition. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
I mean,
it
housing
was always
associations-
important. I mean, under the Labour government, we had a program which was to bring houses up to a decent standard,
Okay.
and that's what.
Well,
that's
let me
what
ask you
we're
this
doing.
question then,
Okay.
on the basis of this. As you said, I mean, the council doesn't have much properties. They've all given out to
the
housing
council
associations.
has over 20 ,000 properties still
Yeah,
through
it is.
Town Ritz Homes.
But let's say bulk of it is gone to the housing association.
Okay.
And as you quite rightly said, that a lot of these housing associations, even though they have their own program, there's not much happening on the housing and on the bathroom, toilet, or improvement of it. You being a mayor, if you're a mayor, how would you hold those housing associations accountable?
That's a really good question, and I think it's going to be a priority for me to do this, because when I go knocking on the doors of people who live in some of those housing association properties, some of them are very good. So the Poplar Hark is very good. Town Ritz Community Housing is very good. Some of them are very bad, and I get a lot of complaints about some of the landlords.
Sure.
And I think the job of the mayor should be to bang on the door of those landlords and get them in the council and say, look, you are partners of ours, and you need to do better, and we need to push them to do better. We need to get them to do more responsive repair services, and if they won't do that, then we need to say, we don't want you to build in our borough, and we would like you to move out of our borough as well. I think the mayor is a powerful person, and he or she should be forcing the landlords to behave better.
I also want to pose another question on the back of this, is that there are a lot of leaseholders in this borough.
Yeah.
And after Westminster and Kensington Chelsea, it's a growing number. Service charges are skyrocketing at the moment simultaneously. I mean, under housing association, you can see one-bedroom flats going up to 2,500. So people might be asset rich, but they're financially poor. So would you have any say on that?
In the end, the housing associations need to balance their books, and they need to justify what they are spending. And there are leaseholder organisations who are challenging them all the time. Again, what I want to see happen is where people have a leasehold property, they get transparent and fair accounting for what they're spending their money on.
Okay.
You know, it's nothing's free in life, but it's got to be reasonable.
Sure.
Yep.
The third part of the question that the caller said is the waiting list. Again, he's raised the same query that there are a number of people for 12 years not getting a property, whereas there's 1 or 2 years going on to, and how's that happening?
Okay, well, we need to have a good advice service for people. People need to understand how likely they are to get a home, and we need to. One of the first things I want to do is to review the way in which we allocate housing in Tower Hamlets. I don't think it's fundamentally broken, but I think there are people who've been on the waiting list for 10, 12 years, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
I meet lots of them all the time.
Sure.
And we need to give people an honest answer about how we're going to help them get their housing. It might be advice about where else to get housing. It might be about looking at the priority people have. It might be about giving bigger priority to people for the length of time they've waited. There are a lot of things we can do that will give people better hope of getting a home. The main thing we need to do, of course, is to build more homes if we can. And the second main thing we need to do is to improve people's incomes by getting people into work so they can help meet their own needs as well. But it's a crisis, but the current mayor is not dealing with it adequately, in my opinion.
Shiraz, I meant to give you equal time, but I really want to grill John because he might end up being my mayor.
Well, absolutely.
So, you know,
and I think he will.
I hope you don't mind taking some of your time and sparing on. John, coming back to the Brick Lane issue, because we've been blocked down with the callers on the housing matters.
Okay.
You earlier said in our second segment at the end of it that Brick Lane, basically in your view, that it can be done much better and the business can be preserved, the curry industry can be looked into more closely and saved. As you can see, there are a lot of curry houses are moving. Naz Cafe, which was a cinema hall, then became Naz, has closed because there's not much trade. How would you protect the curry industry on Brick Lane?
Well, we need to sit down with the industry and talk through the challenges they have. We need to recognise that the cost of property in Brick Lane has gone up and up and up. And so you can't manage on a low margin business anymore. You have to have a curry industry which makes a better offer to people in some cases so that they can pay their rents. We also need to look at other parts of the borough where we can support people in setting up restaurants as well. But we need to improve the environment and safety and lighting in Brick Lane. I get loads of complaints from residents about the amount of alcohol in Brick Lane as well. So we need to get the right policy about how much alcohol is consumed in Brick Lane and the disruption it causes for local residents. But I think if we sit down with the businesses, we might want to talk to businesses about the associations and organisations they have and whether they can be strengthened. People have talked before about whether there should be a business improvement district. Maybe we can look at that as well. I don't have a problem with pedestrianisation, but it's got to be something that works for the businesses in the area.
Right.
I mean, gradually.
And one of
Brick
the
Lane-
things
yeah.
that came out of that pedestrian issue is that there are a lot of groceries.
Yep.
And if
Yeah, yeah.
somebody's carrying a 20
Absolutely.
kilo sack of a bag, how is he going to bring it all the way down to the
Absolutely.
car?
And so Brick Lane requires people to drive down it most of the time. There might be times of the week when that doesn't have to happen, maybe late in the evening.
Sure.
But it needs to be properly based on consultation, and it's got to be a safe, clean environment which people find attractive to go to.
Sure.
Interesting, Brick Lane is now, with
I mean,
the area into Shoreditch, Brick Lane is now one of the busiest night places
Yeah.
in the whole of London. You know.
I mean, my friends and relatives came down from Canada and Australia, and the first thing they said that we want a curry in Brick Lane,
Uh-huh.
because they thought that Brick Lane, Bangla Town, means it's curry houses all over. But going over there, they saw that some of those has
There are some very good curry houses in Brick Lane.
are
You know.
kind of closing down and
Mhm.
things like that. But in the future, as you're saying, the market is rising and house prices and the property prices are going up. How else would you think that you can? Do you think that the council can help through rates or business? I don't know. What are the options there for business, small business?
Well, the simple answer is that there is no magic answer, but the answer is not to do nothing. And I'm not convinced that the current mayor has done much at all to help
Right,
Brick
okay.
Lane.
Okay. On terms of the skills and employment, sorry, we've got a phone call.
Mhm.
Let me just take that call. This will be our last call, and then because we won't have much
Okay.
time. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Hello, walaikum salam.
Wa assalam.
Hello.
জি বলেন আপনার মতামত যেখানে
Sorry, basically, I just wanted to like to say I'm the fourth generation of Bangladeshi. I think John would be ideal candidate for next election. And how at the moment, East London, the entire Hamlet been run we're not running some Bangladeshi village politics. So I hope next election all the young Bangladeshi fourth generation guys support John fully. And I hope he wins the next election.
on one
And Kagul John and hopefully inshallah Guji.
on what ground do you say specifically that John is going to be a very good mayor for Tower Hamlets?
No,
Give me a
think
specific.
You can't. When you look at it, John is Labour Party. Okay, that's a national party. You can't run in a small city as an independent mayor. It's ridiculous. And the kind of person that you from a northern, if you go to the house, no one will listen to you. It's going to be like something around like this chicken.
Right. Well, thank you for that comment, caller. I really appreciate your value time on this.
So do I, of course.
Well, you've got a fan out there.
I've got many fans out there, and
that's
I think the important message is that yes, I'm a Labour candidate, and the Labour Party reaches across all the communities of East London, and we work together. I'm very proud of the work I've done with the Bengali community down the last 30 years. I'm very proud of the work I've done across all the communities of East London, and by working together, it makes London work. I mean, London's not the greatest city in Europe, and one of the greatest cities in the world by accident. It's a great city.
Do you think you can make it a greater city?
Oh yeah, I can make Tower Hamlets a place where people
in
are
Europe?
prouder to live. Oh yeah, well Tower Hamlets is the greatest city in Europe.
We don't have much time, John.
Okay.
We just got about 30-40 seconds
Oh,
left.
goodness. Okay.
And I want to ask you a specific question.
Okay.
That is, once you're a mayor, how many advisors you're going to have, and how many chauffeurs you're going to carry off to you?
Okay, well I'm not going to have any chauffeurs.
How are you going to run around?
Occasionally, well most of the time I can use public transport if I have a good secretary.
But you'll have too many meetings.
If I have
The
a
mayor
good, if I have a
says-
good secretary, I
the
will plan
current
my
mayor says
diary.
that he has too many meetings.
Occasionally I will borrow the car that's used by the person who wears the chain and does
Right,
the chair of the council. I think that would be reasonable. But
So you'll share.
But I prefer using public transport because I get to meet local people that way.
Brilliant.
Number of advisors, the current mayor has about 12, I lose count. He's got lots of advisors.
I've got a weekly bus pass.
Okay, yeah, well, good. Yeah, he has about 12 advisors. I think by law I'm allowed to have one political advisor who will help work the mayor's office, and I need a small team of people to make the mayor's office work. But I don't need advisors. What we need is a mayor who trusts the council. There's very good officers in the council. We need to trust them to offer us the advice and the leadership. I think the reason the mayor has so many advisors is he doesn't trust the people in the council to do the job that they're paid to do. I think they can do the job they're paid to do, and we need a mayor who has more confidence in himself and in the people who run our council on behalf of local people.
Thank you, John. Well, our time has run up, but I feel that there's more to hear from you.
Well,
Would you be happy to come back again?
Yeah, I'd love to come back. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't get hold of the mayor, but if we do set up a debate between you and the mayor, would you be happy to come
I would
back?
be delighted to debate with the mayor.
Yeah.
I've challenged him already, and I'm looking forward to that.
Hopefully in March?
Yep, March,
Okay, then.
March was
Thank you, John. Shiaz bhai, sorry I didn't give you much time. I just wanted to grill him. And thank you for coming along. Shri Darshak Mondali, আপনারা দেখলেন আজকে আমাদের পলিটিক্যাল শো এখানে মেয়র ক্যান্ডিডেট জন বিগস আমাদের সাথে ছিলেন এবং জন বিগস আপনাদেরকে বলতেছে যে হি ক্যান ডু মাচ বেটার অ্যান্ড মেক টার হ্যামলেটস ওয়ান অফ দ্য বেস্ট ইন ইউরোপ সো bear in mind, do the right thing, vote in May 22nd and don't vote with your heart, vote with your head. Assalamu alaikum.